Hello viewers and welcome to another episode of Lancer Custom Werks, where I will be discussing the various mech builds you could make and play with Lancer. Tagetes, anything can be a rifle when you put your heart into it. This is thanks to one of Tagetes' trait, Fusilier. Anything can become a rifle, shotgun, Nexus, missile launcher, Leviathan heavy assault cannon, anything is a rifle. This also grants the weapon overkill tag, which can be good or bad depending on how you look at it. This also means that almost all Tagetes build desires crack shot, for more accuracy, damage, and even dealing conditions on your targets. Another thing Tagetes desires is lock on. This lets it shoot a target up to 5 spaces away from the max range of their weapons, which means having an ally that can spot is a good idea, as Tagetes do not have the sensor range to lock on at long range. The other thing about Tagetes, also related to how it wants a spotter ally, is that it likes to stick close to people. It can roll just plain better with checks or saves, almost like having half the bonded talent, and also, its stabilize is like 1.5 times better. You effectively get a third option to choose, and one of said option can always be to clear up conditions off your allies, meaning, having House Guard 1 to further extend your adjacency is pretty useful too. And since you gonna stabilize so damn often, a lot of builds here also picked Grease Monkey, specifically, for Grease Monkey 2, to clear off just about every conditions, meaning, you probably won't be picking the third option here at all, if seldomly. And of course, since Tagetes like shooting so much, of course most of its build will be artillery focused. That said, there's always a couple oddballs. Anyway, let's take a look at the most common of Tagetes build, the pure artillery builds. Reverse whack-a-mole with totally normal rifles, is a very normal Tagetes that can pop out of holes in the ground to shoot at anyone at up to 22 range away with an Andromeda that's now actually rifle, threatening quite a significant portion of the map, with other rifle options for other situations, and also high-stress mag clamps to climb high up to snipe well. Kasrkin Hellgunner is another very standard Tagetes with an auto-stab Andromeda for accurate suppressive fire. This thing can move fast with ace and jump jet, with flicker field and emergency repair module making it a hard target to get knocked out. It's a reliable build for sure. 1000 mile tap is a simple Tagetes that turned 2-bolt Nexus into powerful seeking rifles. With an OP cal anti-material rifle for big game, it can climb up wall, use Tactician to take advantage of this, setting down for longer range, and House Guard 3 if it ever needs to guard its buddy occasionally. We have Monarch at home, is a Tagetes with a bunch of missile rifle, missile, whichever that works. Having a smart seeking rifle is still surprisingly a good deal, plus TLALOC to absolutely unload the missiles at your foes and Heatfall and RSU for easy overcharge and quick stabilize. Katyusha is another missile rifle Tagetes, just one focused on rolling all the dices because it's loaded with missile racks, with 5 charges of RSU and ASURA for as much stabilizing and firing as possible. Earth-piercing bolt is a Tagetes with an arc projecting rifle, climb up high, use crack shot for steady aim, and just try to get as many enemies zapped by an arc projector with 3 accuracy as possible. Excessively large bore is a Roland Tagetes with a full loading weapon loadout consisted of 2 RPG and of course, a bolt thrower. Nothing spectacular, besides all the explosions you will be producing on your foes, and mobility thanks to burst jet. Battle Buddy system is a TLALOC Tagetes with an OpCal assault cannon that got turned into an assault rifle. Yeah, this absolutely makes sense, just a lot of damage really. Also, Vinyuka rifle, it's just funny, I don't need to explain further. Next up is, I Won't Miss. 6. It's a Lucifer Deepwell external batteries tachyon lance equipped Tagetes with Heatfall for easy overcharge and Black Thumb for even more cooling. Do I even need to say more besides the result it will be producing? Next one is, I Won't Miss, again, this one is a Nano Comp Cyclone Pulse rifle build with OP cal and Roland, so it's gonna hit hard and accurate, with Infiltrator to make things even worse for your target, and of course, Grease Monkey to make your stabilize do everything, and you will do it often. Enough range to kill Morgan Freeman, is a Tagetes that turns siege cannon into a siege rifle, siege stab, nuclear cavalier, EXT bat. This gives the siege cannon 40 range, 45 if someone is spotting. This can deal 6d6 damage, and can be reloaded quickly with external ammo feed, and on top of everything else, this thing actually has enough heat cap that you can OC loop the whole build, if a bit risky. Finally, there's the Devil's Casino, where Tagetes goes gambling with 2 Unravel rifles, Thermal Lance for ensured damage, with Lucifer for even more damage, and also Plasma Gauntlets in case something gets too close or you want something dead. And that's it on the pure artillery Tagetes. It's just all about accuracy, damage, and range, especially if you got an ally that can lock on. Also the ability to just deliver conditions to your targets just about whenever you want with a crit thanks to crack shot. Next up, let's take a look at some of the mixed artillery builds, starting with artillery controller builds. Hurricane Cluster Rifle is a Tagetes made to delete grid square. Stabilizer mod is here to make this thing a range 15 AoE monster, and also Vanguard DSAS in case something gets too close, accelerate, and Prospector is mostly to get this thing moving, but they can be used to throw up the enemies in a loop just fine. I'm slag maxing it, is another Tagetes with big tachyon rifle, withheld image for more accuracy, Heatfall for easy OC, and slag cannon and seismic ripper to create cover and explode them at will. Needless to say, nobody is safe around a conveniently placed chest height cover around this thing. Drone Heck is an Annihilation Nexus Tagetes. Is this also a rifle? I don't know, but crack shot still works with it and you can immobilize people within the nano swarm, which is a lot of pain. Also, a ton of drones for all the control. Lastly, there's Damned If You Do Damned If You Don't, a Tagetes that want to stay at a choke point like a porcupine with swarm body and Vanguard DSAS, and just keep unloading nano comp Andromeda shots at people with heavy gunner to keep them down. A painful combination to say the least. Nothing much, but having some controlling capability can change the field quite a bit, even more so than pure damage. Now, let's take a look at the artillery defender builds. 6 rifles rotating, is a Leviathan Tagetes, with auto stab to keep the 6 barrels stable on target, that can also throw around Aegis and bunker to keep its allies alive, plus Grease Monkey to make use of its stabilized trait to support them too. 3 minutes to take and hold victory, is a TLALOC Tagetes with heavy gunner HMG to keep things down, Enclave shield to protect its allies, plus Heatfall overcharge and RSU to keep pumping out damage and cool down rapidly. With 5 of these, is an interesting build made for every member of the team to have this build, where everyone have bonded, spotter, meta hook to share sensor range, black spot for even more lock-on, autopod, house guard, and just keep protecting and supporting each other, while gunning everything in range down like the living manifestation of teamwork is overpowered. Lastly, there's Dynamo Rifleman, a Scylla Tagetes with dual Vorpal gun to defend its allies offensively. These Vorpal guns can also, actually reach range 10, 15 with siege stabilizer, making them much more dangerous, as long as someone is locking onto the hostile. Oh, and Scylla Andromeda is a dangerous combo too. This is just some shield strap to builds with a ton of guns, still works pretty good though, especially with Tagetes need to stick close to people. Now, let's move on to the artillery support builds. Remote controlled sniper rifle, is a Tagetes with Ghast Nexus, making it exactly what it is called. Siege stabilizer combined with Tagetes sensor range means that the Ghast Nexus can reach target up to 23 spaces away, and often at angle impossible to be reached from a normal rifle, and also has a pepcock for some support if needed. You know what, on crack shot your Fusilier, is one of the few Tagetes builds here that didn't have crack shot. Rather, this thing focuses on being a Fomorian battle taxi and have a bunch of RSU to keep allies alive via stabilizing instead, as well as having emergency repair module to further support allies and heavy gunner to keep enemies down. Totally Not a Catapult is another Hurricane Cluster Projector Tagetes, except it's now goddamn paracausal and therefore no amount of defense will protect you. The only reason why this build is here is because it has tracking bug to keep an enemy visible, and also Technophile Black Thumb combo that can patch up allies too. I brought my own platoon of snipers, is a Tagetes with Legion Nexus, which is just a bunch of riflemen now, mostly. This builds want to deploy Legion Nexus and utility drone around to support and control the battlefield for allies. The best support is apparently just turning Lancer into a RTS. And then there's 6, the Lovers, another Fomorian battle taxi Tagetes with dual assault cannons and Andromeda for a ton of firepower. Argonaut shield and spotter with house guard will make your allies love you, and Skirmisher, Pancrathy, and blink charges will get both you, things above you, and your enemies, moving around like crazy, as much as you desire. While Tagetes is best known for the rifle frame, its stabilized trait really makes it a surprisingly good support platform for anyone nearby, and building towards that can really change things up. Now, after all these artillery builds, you probably fully expected this one, that some people still try to make Tagetes a striker builds anyway. Anything can be a striker if you believe in yourself. Why, is literally just a Tagetes in the coat of a Blackbeard, made to get close, grapple people, and then suplex them to death. I think the bristle crowns are also rifles, not sure how that works, but hey, you can try crit fishing with them for extra effects I guess. The Peacemaker, is Tagetes with loads of shotgun, DSAS of both flavors, and a through-bolt daisy cutter that can hit people up to range 10 and also spread soft cover all around, with ace and jump jet, This thing can really haul ass despite its 3 speed and get buckshots unloaded in front of someone. This is fine, is a Tagetes that can shoot well and also cosplay as a Tokugawa sometimes with dual torches. Deep well and Heatfall keep things cool despite all the heat, and if things come to the worst, Universal Comp can at least give you a 1-up. Finally, there's Sesi Nest on shotgun. Please don't ask me to spell this one unbutchered, a super stacked cannibal Tagetes, with Croil rifle to boost in front of someone's faces before turning into not faces. This is just cannibal but with buckshot switched out for massive slug rounds, and when you get really close into the fight, you can start benefiting from combined arms accuracy bonus as you cut and blast people apart. Is Tagetes really fit for these kind of builds? Maybe not, but hey, if it works, it works. And that's it for all 40 Tagetes builds reviewed. Once again, I would like to thank all of my viewers for submitting these builds for this episode. Tagetes trait definitely gives a lot of way to break all kinds of weapons into rifles, even if some of those options give more questions than solutions to a tactical scenario. It's definitely hilarious, and not every weapon has been presented this way in this episode, so there's definitely more to figure out. Anyway, for the next topic of Lancer Custom Werks Encore, it's the SSC turn with Black Witch, Death's Head, Duskwing, and Metal Mark. That's all for now, and I will see you all next time. Hello there, if you like this video, please subscribe and click that notification bell button. If you want to see the videos early as well as further support my channel, you can join in my Patreon page, or buy me some coffee, links in the description. Anyway, have a nice day.